Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Angelic Ray coming to you at Angelic Soul 11, and I'm super excited as always to be doing this collective reading for you. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. If you are returning back to my channel, welcome back. It's been a while. So first and foremost, I did pick up a few channel messages, and then as I was pre-shuffling, some cards did fall off. But before we get into all of that, this is a collective reading for June 5th lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. And this is a very interesting time for a lot of you. And so this goes back into what I was picking up in the channels. And a lot I was getting walking away from conflict, changes of course of action. Okay. And I felt like that had multiple meanings for different people. So I'm going to pretty much be getting into just the overall collective energy. But one of the things I was getting was with the change of course of action. Was like change of mindset. I can't recall the exact words at this time because I didn't jot anything down, but it is what it is. The message is pretty much like the real revolution will not be televised. And for the longest of time, Spirit has been telling us that we are going to see beyond the veil. We are going to be experiencing moments where things are going to appear one way, and it is up to us to truly use our discernment and looking at the bigger picture as in a bird's eye view, in a sense, like bringing the eagle and the condor together and like overview the sky in a sense, right? And just look at the bigger picture and not to get too caught up with the illusion, but to pay attention to the message. It's not always the messenger, but the message in which is important. And the fact that it was like the revolution will not be televised. This is something we always say and we know, but yet we still end up getting like caught up with media. And I don't want to just say like social media, but all types of media. And the true media is within. And another thing the other thing I was getting was about alchemy, and pretty much how things tend to look chaotic when there's not enough neutralization or transmutation of energy. So what is going on is a reflection of within, but people just releasing, and not transforming that energy, not neutralizing that energy. And so the energy still needs something to do, it needs somewhere to go, and so energy is going to flow where the attention is, where the attention will feed it. And so you may be doing a lot of like releasing rituals and whatnot, but not transmuting the energy once you release it, and converting it into something for your greatest good, or for whatever workings it is that you want to use that energy, because energy does not die, right? The same way we don't really die per se. It's more we all transform from one version of self to another version of self. So does all energy. And a lot of what has been shown out there is being picked up from that which had been released and not transformed, not neutralized, to be transformed, right? You want to neutralize it first so that it's neutral. It's not like bad nor good. It just is. And then you transform that energy to what you want it to be. It's like putting yourself at a center of both polarities. Let me just move this here so I don't drop you. putting yourself at a center of both polarities there and being at a balance and in that neutral state, then you decide, well, do I want to go left or do I want to go right? You figure out how you want to use the energy, right? Using your free will. That is where the true freedom is. And the war is not against like race wars. It's not even really a war. It's I was getting like karma, not war. It's the lessons for our growth, for our ascensions, for the real revolution that is within. Okay, for you to truly wake up. And another thing is like we manifested this, we call this is something that has been not only like written in books for many eons, I'm getting eons, but also something that we collectively continue to feed and talk about, this transforming of time, this new age, this. And so in order for the change to happen, things have to change, right? And how it chooses to change is really up to the amount of energy. It doesn't matter about good or bad. That is not how the universe works. The universe is like a numbers game in a sense, like how they say there's power in the numbers of prayers, right? So the more energy that goes into something, the bigger it is, right? The smaller or the least amount of energy, it's not as big. You're not putting that much energy into it. So that which has the greater amount of energy is what is going to be played out here, right? Until you decide to change your strategy, until you decide to start focusing your energy elsewhere, because now you're detaching your energy from that which it was at, and you are, you're removing it and placing it somewhere else, because the energy doesn't die. So it just needs to be moved. And a lot of it is, people responding to their emotions, and it is important to pay attention to the triggers in which you are getting during this time, especially with the retrogrades that we have. Venus in retrograde, Saturn, Pluto, these are Jupiter. And this is important because this not only, Saturn and Pluto going to like the deep depths of yourself where it can seem chaotic. This chaos cannot happen outside of you if it wasn't happening inside of you as well. And the anger that's being released, or the sadness, or whatever it is that's coming up in your energetic body, cannot exist if it wasn't already in you. However, how you choose to transform that energy, or I want to say like pay attention, not like being over the influence, right? Because it is influenced you. It's in you. It's fluid in you, and it's spiraling, right? So it's causing some sort of inspiration and influence in your body, in your physical body, your emotional body, your energetic body, your spiritual body, your mental body, etc. And how you choose to work with the energy or manipulate the energy, for lack of better term, but as an alchemist or as a magician or as a spiritualist or as a I'm woke, whatever it is that you want to categorize yourself in, how you work with your energy will determine, the outcome of your reality. Right. So that is what we say, like we are co-creators of the universe. We're creators. We work with the different elements in us, etc. That's a whole other topic I'm not going to fully get into. Let me get into the reading. Thank you. Yeah. So transmuting the energies, and really like even vocalizing it out loud, utilizing certain herbs, whether it's in your food or it's in your home, and whatnot. A lot of it had to do with the builds, and what it is that you are looking to move forward to. What is it that you're looking to create? What is it that you are looking to build? And so while many may disagree and say, oh, you don't need chaos to create a new, well, we all kind of like, things kind of were chaotic before they were organized, in a sense, right? It doesn't mean that we all have to be chaotic, and it doesn't mean that we all have to be disorganized. It means taking the synergy of both, putting it to a center and directing it how you would want it to manifest. And sometimes when we want to manifest something such as a new timeline, it's not always going to be as organized as we want it to be, because we have to be detached. We have to be detached, okay? We have to put the science out there, put in the manifestation, put in the energy, and we have to be detached as to how the energy chooses to move together with what we put in together in the pot. And the outcome will be, it can be, yes, what it is that we want it to be. And that is why I was reminded that the war has already been won. Okay, so you have to stay with the mentality that regardless of the process of what is happening during the process of this change, keeping your focus on the end, like the end game, the end result of the war has already been won, then all you have is victory. And I'm getting like literally the color red. I'm getting Archangel Haniel, and I'm getting the words victory here. Okay, so if some of you, he also works with sensitivity and with empath. So if you have been feeling super sensitive, I got goosebumps all over. If you have been feeling super sensitive, if you are you consider yourself an empath, or you just feel a lot of feelings, you might want to do some more grounding work, because red is, that it is the blood, okay, but it is also grounding your energy. And you can call on Archangel Haniel, but Spirit also wants you to remember that because the revolution is not televised and it is with self, to connect with your blood, connect with yourself. It's not that there aren't other spirits around or in you or a part of you or in your bloodline, because that is what makes us up as a whole. But to get back to the focus of who you are, and it's not even just this flesh here, okay, but even paying attention to just your flesh. If you want to do a meditation, a grounding meditation, and you're like, well, I can't go out in nature, things is too much out there for me energetically, you can sit in your room, you can visualize, okay, or you can do as simple as your flesh is your earth, okay, connecting, looking at, and I have a bunch of goosebumps, which I don't know if y'all can see that, but I definitely have. You can stare at the goosebumps, you can stare at the hair, you can stare at the color of your skin, you can see if there's any cracks, any lines, start paying attention to the body. That's a form of grounding, because you're paying attention to physical, in a sense, right? And so that is where your attention is going. It can be as simple as visualizing, roots coming out of your root chakra, okay? And going deep, 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 deep down through the soil, through the grass, through the soil, deep into the earth's crust, into the earth's center, and really connecting with the fire, the beat, the heart of the earth, or the earth's center, or going deeper than the waters, and however it may be. And you just visualize yourself as a tree. It can be doing yoga, it can be doing tree pose, or even just laying down. It can be dancing, walking barefooted. I'm just getting, for those that are really feeling maybe some anxiety and whatnot, to do some grounding techniques is what I'm getting. Chanting like lam is going to, it could be lam or lung, okay? You know, yeah, I was gonna say wearing black, but wearing black when you're by yourself, okay? Because it is a neutralizer, but also like a dispeller and protector, but it also does consume, or it's like a vacuum. So if you are an empath and you're wearing the black and you're just, there's a lot of people around, you might not necessarily want to do that. You might want to put in some like browns, or maybe the red is coming up because you're feeling low energy. Maybe you're trying to fight off depression, and so the red is gonna like to rejuvenate your blood, okay? Whatever it may be, you know the story, you know how it fits for you. And or call on to Archangel Haniel, and he will definitely help you with your empathic abilities, and to trust in the process, not to feed into fear here, okay? Okay, for the neutralization, so it's as simple as like when you are releasing things, you vocalize and you envision it being neutralized, going into a void, and just like this, the same way like the black will consume it and void it, right? Putting it into a void, neutralizing it into that space, and then as you speak it, so it shall be. And after you neutralize it, you transform it into whatever energy it is that you want it to become, into what you are transforming it into. And so then it'll then come out of the darkness into the light, and it will be in that frequency as you breathe your air of power, your hekawu, your words of power into it, okay? And letting it become the reality in which you want it to become. And again, the more you visualize it, the better the results become more in your favor, and just about exactly how you want it. But again, you have to be open to attaching what it is that you want to attach to that energy, but detach yourself from it at the same time, so that it can work the way that it needs to work, so that you can just be focused on the results. Okay, you want to be focused on the results. And it does take trial and error at times for us to connect. So you want to start with, if this is something that you've done before, but you just kind of stop, we'll get back into it. But if this is something new to you, try it as simple as when you're feeling an emotion, okay? And if you're feeling anger or you're feeling sadness here, and you really want this ended up being about neutralization, my goodness, okay. You want to take that emotion and put it in a place where, if you are sad, recognize that you are feeling sad. Identify it, okay? If you cannot fully identify what it is that you're feeling, right there, you want to take more, like you want to get into that feeling. And you don't want to be consumed by the feeling, but you want to get to recognize and acknowledge what it is that you're feeling, okay? And if this is your feeling, or is this an energy that was just passing by, and because you have something in you that is attracted to that energy that just may feed it, you are now a house for it or whatnot. And, so it's arising. So you want to be able to identify and recognize it. So you analyze, right? So now not only is the energy moving with a sensation, but you are bringing some logics into it. So now it doesn't have as much energy to just be a feeling. It now has some like thoughts attached to it, right? But you don't want to like do it in a sense where like your ego is, don't even overthink that. Don't even overthink it. Just like write it down. And as you're feeling, if it's a feeling that you don't want to feel, like you command it with your voice, like I neutralize this feeling, such and such feeling. I neutralize this. And you take a deep breath And as you are feeling that you are neutralizing, you envision it, you feel it, you hold it as if you are neutralizing it in that space now. And then you could just release it and transform it into love frequency for the highest and greatest good. And like, if you want to just envision a whole bunch of hearts just going everywhere, then so be it. However you want to do it. But I'm going to get into the collective reading because we're 20 minutes in. Somebody needed to hear that. We're going to start with Lord Ganesha because that's what I just grabbed. Here, what message do we have for the collective this full moon in Sagittarius, lunar eclipse? Oh, yeah, so that's why it was about paying attention to illusions. I did pre-shuffle the cards. I just tend to shuffle again. Getting rest. What message? Thank you. Childlike expression with the number 12 here. So I like that, right? Because Lord Ganesha's number is like 3, 21, and 12. And so this is like baby Ganesh coming up here, right? Ganapanti, we can say. And just utilizing the innocence, going back to the innocence of yourself, maybe going back to the basics here for some of you, because you might have been doing a lot of work, but just releasing and not neutralizing. Tapping into your imagination to be more creative. For some of you, is some fear of raising your children around this time, or something with children. I'm getting be playful, okay? Like, not to be so serious. Try to maybe do some family date nights in the house, playing either video games, or I guess those two want to come out because they didn't want to go back in. Board games, video games, arts and craft here. Going back to, okay, because of like Venus retrogrades here, you might go back into some, and I believe Mercury is about to go into retrograde soon. So I think we're in pre-shadow period right now. I gotta look up when that is, but this could be about childhood memories coming back, and you getting, as you're getting these childhood memories, it's almost as if some sparks in you of what it is that you've always wanted to do, or things that you like. It's for you to bring them out now, and see if they are something that you still value, like if it's something that you still like, or you just like forgot to allow yourself to embrace it. Here, yeah, generosity and splendor. So this could also be maybe a reconnection with some old friends from your childhood here. With splendor here, I'm getting, and this is pretty much a double 10 here. Splendor is 46, which adds up to a 10. And then we have generosity, which is the number 10 here. So even give and take, this can be a reconciliation with a childhood friend that possibly there was some arguments that was going on here. This can definitely be, okay, giving back to the community in which you grew up in. I hear you. Bringing peace, like here, this is the splendor is the one that's really catching me a lot. Here with the butterfly is all about transformation, and the shadow side of the butterfly, what people fail to realize is that it eats its own flesh when it's in the cocoon. In order for it to transform, it's not a pretty sight, and things get ugly. But there's a lot of flowers here. So I'm seeing like giving back to the community in which you had grown up in. Possibly there's someone that has some children and they may need help, and Spirit is asking you to be generous. Know that you are protected, know that you are abundant, and that you are able to help this person, which is why they are coming to you. It's not, they don't want you to fall into a feeling of lack, but a feeling of generosity, a feeling of splendor, and saying, you know, like when we're children, most of us anyways, we like to share our things. So this is about sharing. Like sharing is caring here, okay? Giving back to the community, giving back to your friends, to your family, giving back to the happiness, the joy, the laughter, whether it's giving food, or it's giving seeds, or it's giving wisdom, it's giving knowledge, it's giving protection, it's giving time, it's giving space, whatever it may be, giving resources, whatever it may be. And this could also be like possibly giving resources for like mothers here, or children, women and children. But I'm also, because this picture here, I'm seeing like Ganesha, it looks like a mother and a father and a child here, because with Splenda, Ganesh definitely looks feminine here. And in generosity, for me, he looks masculine, right? And then we have the child. So this definitely can be in regards to a family that might be giving out more, or that might be in need here, or that has a child here. And they're just trying to stay focused, trying to stay positive, possibly building a community, building a garden, and being generous with what it is that they have. Possibly even someone that's looking to build a family, that's looking to create a child here, and they're looking to create a different type of lifestyle. And so like possibly the man is like the provider, how it looks here, and the woman is like the nurturer in a sense. And this is like speaking of like generational wealth. Wow, they just completely went wherever it needed to go. Just know that if any of this sounds like it's for you, I'm gonna get one more Ganesha card. How can we wrap up these three energies here? Yeah, I'm hearing the mother, the father, and the child. Okay, so the mother, the father, the child, and the Trinity here. The Trinity within yourself, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and the divine child within you. And you are all of them. You are all of them. Decisions, number 31 here. With in the bottom of the deck, guidance, the number 33 here. So with the number 33 in guidance is you can call upon the ascended masters. And when you call upon the ascended masters, be sure that you are saying like the ascended masters of benevolence, truth, righteousness. Because just because someone is an ascended master doesn't necessarily mean they are benevolent energies. Just saying, a master is a master of what it is that they mastered in their craft. Moving forward. So, decisions here, okay, this can definitely be someone asking for prayer on wanting to know whether to make a choice to reconcile possibly with a baby father, or looking to they're contemplating, is this the time to create a family, is this the time to build here? But with the guidance here and the ascended masters, I'm truly honestly feeling as if they're giving you the answers. I feel like the answer is yes. Like things will be well paid off. like move forward with your intuition. Pay attention to the signs, pay attention to your intuition here. The generosity and the things that you are providing for yourself and for others is going to manifest in full abundance and prosperity for the generations to come after you. Here I see a lot of happiness. I see as if it's like a healing, like it's healed, it's already done. You just need to make the decision to move forward in this without fear. Because here it's like, and I say without fear because possibly you were feeling a little bit fearful, because possibly, I don't know if it's almost as if like I'm getting fantasy or something. Like, is this a fantasy? Is it delusional? Is it like, is it really possible? I'm getting like all things are possible as long as you believe it and you take the act to move forward in it. Because I'm also seeing here like the whip, and it's like, don't be a slave to your fears, but whip it out and keep moving forward. You have the free will, okay, decisions, the free will, taking the masculine, taking the feminine, and taking the spirit, the child with you, and making the decision with your free will here is what this revolution is about. It's about the integration of all aspects of yourself and using that to make whatever decisions it is in life that you want to make. There we go. Thank you. What messages from the angels? And then we're going to get into some tarot here. What messages from the angels can we get for the collective here for this full moon in Sagittarius? Lunar eclipse, June 5th, 2020. Pick that up in a moment. Woo, yes. Oh, and doubled. All right, so Archangel Zadkiel coming in twice in the bottom of the deck and in the front. So it's beloved and luxury here. So for those of you that work with the archangels, definitely tap into Archangel Zadkiel if you would like to even draw this sigil to connect with him. I'm also hearing that in drawing that he's working a lot with Venus energy, okay? Beloved and luxury, and also Capricorn energy here, okay? With the unicorn and the luxury, the structure, the organization, the karmas of luxury. This is about a lot of prosperity here. You can definitely draw the sigil because you do get you do work with the angels. You do get light codes. You may be feeling a pressure in your head here. You may be hearing, well, right now it's in my right ear. I don't know if somebody's been having, they're saying the throat. So not only like words of power to make your decision to create the reality in which you want to create, but possibly like you've been feeling like you need to clear out your throat, like drink more water. Maybe do some humming here, connect with, because I feel like you've censored a lot in your heart. And then maybe you go down more and it's like working with your higher, your throat chakra. It might be a sensitive throat chakra here. Maybe getting words of truth out, maybe speaking, like being honest from your heart space, what it is that you want to say or what it is that you want to manifest, what it is that you want to create. Also being mindful of your words, because possibly you may not always speak luxurious about yourself, and spirit is reminding you, like, beloved, you are luxurious, you are luxury, you are prosperity. So be mindful of your words here during this time. Possibly like aquamarine, turquoise, colors or crystals, okay, or even like just wearing that color or having it around you. Get one more card, please. What is this message? I do feel like this is going to be an increase of income for some of you here, okay? Okay. I did feel Archangel Haniel earlier in the color red. But it says champion, which is like being victorious over the thing. So I feel like this is definitely saying this is about your sovereignty. This is about your creation. This is about that win, that victory. Like, don't be in any state of fear here, all right? Don't be a hard rock when you are a gem here, okay? And you can definitely draw on the sigil. All right, and so now we're going to get into some tarot real quick here. What message can we get for the collective for this full moon? Oh, okay, I pre-shuffled, but I didn't break it. Okay, for this full moon in Sagittarius, June 5th, 2020, for the collective, full moon, lunar eclipse, for the collective here. Oh, now they're flying out. There we go. Okay, so a lot flew out. In the bottom of the deck, we have the sun. Right? Is that the sun? Yeah. Wow, this can definitely be a love offering. Possibly this is speaking of an engagement here, or this is speaking of that stability, that moving forward here. We have the sun, so you could be dealing, we have the sun and we have the moon here, and we have judgment. So this can be, you know, it doesn't have to fall in any of these categories of signs. I'm just throwing it out there. This could be Leo, this can be Cancer, or you can be a Cus here with judgment. That's definitely Capricorn. I like to say Libra as well here, okay, because of the scales. But it doesn't have to be. This is definitely talking about integration. We have the Four of Wands here. I almost said the Four of Swords. So maybe some of you have been feeling like meditating or needing some rest here. And it's like, yeah, be easy there. I see an offer here. This can be an offering of love here. It does look innocent. It does look younger. Possibly somebody's going to have a son, giving birth to a son here. And not just son like S-U-N, but S-O-N here. So someone of marriage is gonna have a boy here, or has a son or wants to have a son. We have the moon here. We have judgment. So this is karma. This is drawing in. For somebody, I guess they wanted an apology of some sort. They were looking for some compassion or an apology of some sort. And with the moon, with that person wanting the apology, and the moon is almost as if it's like telling you, like, no, you are your house, you are your temple. Work on forgiving without an apology, because things may not, there's certain things there that you still have to kind of like learn within yourself to like let it go, where the forgiveness comes for you and from you for yourself. And if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, let it go. But you know, you would be doing the forgiveness already. Here, this can definitely be about forgiving some childhood stuff between a mother and a father here, because we have the sun and the moon here, and things that went down in the household. This definitely looks like some karmic stuff that's coming up for you in regards to some childhood traumas here that needs forgiveness. This also looks like an offering moving forward due to the traumas that happened when you was a child that you've forgiven. So this is a separate person now, for the person who has truly forgiven and decides that they've forgiven what happened in the past in the household and everything like that, and wants to move forward. They are looking to build a marriage here. And I see this being a very balanced, harmonious, divine unity. And it doesn't have to be like a physical marriage, like with paper. It could be a spiritual marriage in a sense, right? Or a union of some sorts here. Divine counterparts here, okay? Soulmate, twin flame, whatever you want to call it, divine counterpart, okay? Masculine and feminine of divinity coming as one together to create a union and bringing forth possibly, living together, a situation, or just building a foundation with each other, building a future, or taking things to the next level, because this feels like taking things to the next level where it'll be prosperous due to the lessons that you have learned in the past already, not making the same mistakes that you had once made based on your past here, and that this will be very fortunate, this will be very prosperous here, because it's like you've cleared the karmas of making that same mistake here. So that's for that person here. I see stability here. Can I get a little bit more on this Knight of Chalice, please? This Knight of Chalice here. Because I feel like there's something. What additional messages can I get for this Knight of Chalice? Because this is very different for many of you. Yeah, not being conflicted anymore, not being confused anymore. You've walked away from that which was causing you conflict here. We have the Two of Wands in reverse here, where it's no longer holding on to the past. You got yourself in a space of stability is what I'm getting sensed here. In a space of stability here, no longer feeling like you're in a crossroads here, or I feel like somebody here does feel like they're in a crossroads, but you're going to be making your decision very, very soon. I'm going to take both of them. Yeah, see the Magician card here, and we were talking about, and the Three of Cups. So definitely this can be a reconciliation like I was feeling here, or definitely a celebration here, bringing in a third party, bringing in a family member, bringing in just victory. This could be, and if let me say that. If it's not necessarily a child, it's your manifestation, celebrating with a partner, celebrating with friends, celebrating with family. The manifestation which you brought in here as a magician here. I really do feel like this person knows alchemy, knows what it is that they are looking to build. And so this doesn't necessarily have to be a card of reconciliation, but definitely of celebration here of some sort. Okay, so Spirit wants you to know, like, to celebrate. If there is something that has to do possibly during Mercury's retrograde here, this is also the sign of Virgo and Gemini. We do have Venus in retrograde in Gemini. We are still in Gemini season. That is definitely Mercury energy though. Okay. Okay. This could even be with the next three. Possibly you are looking to build something. And it's going to be the three eclipses and the next three moon phases. The full moon, new moon, full moon. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the next three moon cycle, from full to new to full again, when you can see results, or when you will be celebrating. This is written in your path. It is without a doubt. Yeah, goosebumps. It is without a doubt within your path here. A coming together of unions. For some of you, this is the revelations of the mother, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the divine child within you for the grand awakening. This is a story we continuously are talking about, and I guess Spirit is like, well, we got to keep talking about it again, because somebody may have been confused, or maybe somebody just really woke up and was like, oh my gosh, like, all of this worry about other things, and like, I'm lit, I am divinely protected, I am, all of that. You had your awakening here, or you're going to be having your awakening here. You might, your body might be feeling completely out of control. It's like submit to it. Submit to it without fear here. See, I'm getting a few things, because I do feel like this is somebody waking up, or just became in an awareness on a deeper level, not just on a material, physical level. But I also feel like this is about somebody who has already accomplished all of that and is literally manifesting what is in their Akashic records for themselves. In regards to stability and foundation and family here. I'm definitely working through the heart center. Building. It feels like if this was a marriage, it would be a spiritual marriage, more than like something on paper. Because it was written in your DNA, like it was written in you, and yeah, coming together. And if this is not about people, it's definitely in matters of like career or whatever it is that you are manifesting. But it's without a doubt. Like, I'm literally, they're reminding me, like, without a doubt. Like, you finally made the decision, like, you know what, like, things in my family didn't work out or hasn't worked out in a certain way due to certain things, and I refuse to continue to bring that behavior moving forward here. So because I've learned the lesson, even though things may have appeared to be similar or the same, in learning the lesson, I now have the choice to do things differently, and it does look like it is done different here. This is a person with a very strong intuition, a strong sight, very spirit-led here. There's a lot of fire energy here, okay? This is spirit, this is fire, this is passion, this is drive. Okay, I do believe we have a Mars square this weekend. Okay, and with the eclipse, what I'm getting with that Mars is not necessarily war, but passion here, all right? This is for the people that have already transcended or ascended beyond the illusion of war here, and really stepping into their passion here and going after what they are passionate about, being successful in what they're passionate about, seeing that the results of what it is that they want will be coming into fruition here, and it is protected here. That is why it is without a doubt, because it is not based on fear. It is not based on fear. You will be victorious. You are the champion in this story. And for those of you that had some of like that fear stuff or whatever, maybe it was just some anxiety and you had to recenter yourself, get back into like a meditative state, and then move forward like without any fear. Like, no, I'm not going to fight myself. I'm not going to be in conflict with myself. I'm going to utilize all the elements of myself to work in my favor, and this is what I'm going to do. And then act upon it with unwavering, I don't know why that word wanted to come out. With unwavering action. I don't know what I was gonna say. Letting go, yeah. So for those of you that was feeling in the lower vibration, it's almost as if that reality is completely like were so tired. One final card, please. You were tired. Thank you. You were tired. This is yeah. So I'm getting, I don't know why I pulled two when it was going to be. For the person that has made decisions and knows without a doubt, you know this message is not for you. This is for this here. Is for the person who is a little bit conflicted. Possibly really manipulative, or just feeling like eclipsed at the time from the truth here. Too much logic, not a center of logic and emotion. They're neglecting Spirit's message, Spirit's truth here. They know it's the truth. They're just in a space of denial. Somebody's in a space of denial here. But they will soon be coming into a revelation, and it's going to scare, it might scare you. Oh, maybe it already has scared you. It could have already scared you. This could have been a person that was coming into their awakening here, and then they just refused to open up their crown. Like they just got in a space of ego here. But things wasn't working out for them. Things weren't working out for you when it came down to matters of the home. And it does feel like a masculine energy where they just, or this could just be the masculine energy inside of you that you are refusing to integrate it properly. You kept trying to build on a foundation that isn't serving you, and you're refusing to change, refusing to see the truth. This could be, okay, so this could be somebody that's in a disillusionment here. They see what is going on around them. But they are not awakened or aware of the truth. They really are consumed by a lot of illusion, a lot of this is a person who gets manipulated really quick, and they also have, because they get manipulated really quick, they also have a strong they're a manipulator, but not like the magician that is already awakened and aware and moving forward. This is a different energy. This is a person, and either you can be, because this is like a timeless reading as well, because time works in whichever frequency is going to work for you. at different, you know, this is a general reading, so everyone's going to be in different places. Possibly this was you in a state of illusionment here, because the sun was also in reverse. They were both in reverse here. All right, so I'm going to just put it, all three of them came out in reverse here. All right. Coming to an awakening, things, you know, the tower just about to calm down and everything like that, because it was not built on a solid foundation here. And the logical side of you is just like you possibly just were not really listening to Spirit's message here. You were being really manipulative, because you're trying to hold down a foundation, or, you know, whether the foundation is some thought forms within yourself or the foundation in which you live in. Children can be involved. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that children are involved here, but I do see here that this is a masculine energy here, very extremely manipulative and easily manipulated as well, and is not tapping into the divine message, to the truth here. They feel like the worst is already behind them, or they could have been it could have been a situation where there was some depression or removal of something, and they're taking advantage of that. This is a person that takes advantage. This is a person that takes advantage of those that are around them, that are extremely generous, that are giving. This can be an air sign. You can be a Leo. I'm sorry, not a Leo. I'm saying Leo because I was looking at the sun, but it can be, or that could be a slip. But you can be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius here. And we do have some Scorpio energy here. So this could have been something that, a tower moment that went down maybe around November, or during, like November, during Scorpio season of last year. Something that went down in November, October, November. Or during the last Scorpio full moon. This person, they are fearful of new beginnings. They have fear. They have fear in them. I'm also feeling like they're an energy vampire here. Like they take so they're not going to deal with the same karma. They're not going to receive the same karma as the person who has learned their lesson and decided to move forward here. Unless they learn the lesson. So it could have been that this was a past energy here, okay? Because it kind of, I am getting past energies here too, of like things happened in November and whatnot. And then you wake up to the lesson, learn the lesson, woke, move forward, and was like, all right, no, I got to do things differently. And then you come into this space of awakening, of awareness and fruitfulness here. All right, take the story as it resonates. We do have the sun that came out twice here, okay? It could have also been that possibly during and I'm getting like Libra here, okay? So it could have been a Libra, that's something with the eclipse here, maybe the solar eclipse that's going to be coming up, and I believe that's possibly around Leo season here. But just to be mindful of a lesson during that time. All right, that's going to be the final message here. Take what resonates, leave whatever doesn't behind. It is what it is. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share if you feel like this is going to help anyone here. For those of you that are going to be celebrating, happy birthday to the Cancers to come, and happy birthday Geminis here. If you have a placement of a Sagittarius moon, this energy is definitely going to be affecting you even more. If you have a placement of Venus and Gemini, this is also going to be Venus and Gemini, Pluto and Capricorn, a Jupiter placement in Capricorn, the current energies. This is definitely going to be more amplified energy for you. And so you know where you are in this general reading and how things apply to you. Okay, I do see a lot of success. I see happiness, and I see a birth of freshness, newness. But if you are a knucklehead, if you're stubborn, if you've been taking advantage, not really giving, not really being generous, are providing, you might want to really evaluate what's going on within yourself, because then you are part of the problem here, to what is going on in society, because this is definitely about moving forward and bringing things out to building for others in success, not in greed, not in manipulation, not in fear, not in ignorance, because ignorance is not bliss here. This is definitely those that are working towards creating and building not only that which is they are passionate about with themselves, but that is going to bring stability and new foundation for others, without a doubt, is going to be really victorious and successful here. So thank you again for watching. Please comment down below if any of this resonates for you, or come back at the end of the month, the next full moon, and see if any of this came out to fruition. Did your business expand? Did you create something new here? A new project that was successful? Did you have a new baby? Was it a boy? Did you have a son? Did you come into some awakenings? Whatever it may be, please comment down below. I love to hear your story. Until next time. Peace.